Yo, what's up, guys? It's gonna be Doctor Stone chapter review. Today I'll be doing 148 to 152. So I've been slacking again on Doctor Stone, but I'll be doing a catch up one for this one. So I'll start off with 158. So let's see what's been happening in Doctor Stone. So let's go through it. All right. So I'm waiting for the chapter to load. Give me a sec. Yeah, I've got slow internet. Sorry about that, guys. Um, All right. So it looks like we got a nice little cover spread. I mean, color. What do you call it? Not color. Cover page of Senku eating like it looks like a burger. So that's meant to be American things, and so they landed in San Francisco. So yeah, and San Francisco does look quite interesting in the fact that it's full of people on the hills. So that's pretty crazy, and that's not what they were expecting because they kind of hoped that that small glimmer of chance that US might have been all right, and you can kind of see a bunch of people on the shoreline all like trapped up as well. And Senku's used his power deduction as a series of car crashes with a huge pileup, and the cars erode over time, leaving the only petrified drivers. So that's pretty cool. And this one once marked the gateway to the Pacific, cut through San Francisco's fog with its red brilliance. So we're talking about the Golden Bridge. So that's pretty cool that they reference the Golden Bridge. So that's what they are, and that kind of makes sense if all the cars fell off on the Golden Bridge, so that's why there'll be a lot of people off there anyway. And so now they've kind of gone into a smaller boat, and they've gone in like this swamp area. And the first thing we see is obviously these alligators. So that's pretty hilarious in a sense. So yeah, I want to see what these alligators can do, but I doubt they can do much against the main characters. And then we got the combat squad led by Tosuka for Tosuka. And it's kind of funny. There's a bit of comedic aspects in this because now, the threat of danger is no longer gone, and they look at them like meat, and it's kind of funny. And Tosuka has this funny face anyway. I'm very grateful for the circle of life, and with that, they have what do you call it? They cuts to a scene of them cooking burgers, and it's called Gator Burger, so that's pretty cool. So they're eating crocodile meat. It's quite resourceful anyway, and that's pretty crazy. And what they find inside one of the intestines is actually a Vera corn. So just because of that, they know that what they're looking for is now here. So that's going to be pretty crazy. And the first place they're going to be heading off to is the Corn City. So this chapter was quite quick actually, and quite light. But it's a little introductionary arc into, I mean, chapter into US of A, and we've already got some very stereotypical US things like burgers, sweet corn, alligators, the Golden Bridge, so all of that. So let's see what the next chapter holds in store for us. All right, so light lure into darkness. So I've not read this chapter, and I had read the other chapter in hindsight before, so that's why I kind of rushed over things quite quickly. But for this one, I'll probably take my time because I've not actually read it myself. So with this one, we've got Kokaku, and she's kind of floating in midair, and we got some. It looks like a Japanese setting with the mountains and the big cities. I don't know. That's what I think of Japanese anyway. And yeah, we found it. The life-giving corn. Yes, the cheat code corn that the US was so proud of. A cheat code corn, yeah, the great yellow dent. Yeah, it tastes like crap. You can squeeze out a crazy amount of alcohol, and then we'll be on our way to reviving the whole world. Hang in there, American statue. It won't be long. But there's no telling how much of the corn is left. But even if there's a little bit, we can grow a bunch more. But there's still a race against time. So corn kennels. They keep floating downstream. It seems more and more likely that we'll find more growing up upriver. Probably a real bad amount too. All these kennels bobbing along the river. How convenient. So it looks like Senku might be suspicious about the corn kennels anyway. Greetings, search team here. We discovered corn in the river. It's not the source though. We still need more data. Let us know if you find any down river where you are. And so we got this overview of the Earth from space. I don't know why. What's that about? And this is like a little ray of light. And wow, interesting. So we got wolves as well. And I gotta say, this wolf is quite drawn quite well anyway. Greeting search team here. We discovered corn in the river, and looks like an owl. That's kind of jumping down. Oh, what's that? Oh, what is this? Okay, so there's definitely a threat, and it looks like it might have heard what Senku's team was talking about, and it kind of killed all the wolves instantly. We only made camp here, Deoseku, and you think putting white cloth over a light. So that's quite interesting to see. So there is definitely a threat has been introduced. We don't know what it is, but it looks like an owl, but it's kind of big as well at the same time, so that's quite interesting. Won't shining a bright light at night just attract bugs? That's the goal. By checking out the bugs with the light stimulus attracts, we can learn more about the area, and if my guess is right, are these moths? The European corn borer moth subsists mostly on corn, which means there's a ton of corn nearby. A butterfly, how pretty. A moth, actually. It's mostly a semantic distinction to start with. The slight lure is eerily beautiful. Kokaku and the rest of you villagers, have you guys ever seen this type of moth before? Come to think of it, no, never. I don't really pay attention to different types of moth. These things love to snack on grain, so when humanity went extinct, you expect this moth's population to take a serious hit. Okay, but look how many gathered in less time than no time. Looks like this way is too many. Enough to make you wonder if someone's out there growing a cornfield. Ooh, Senku's, he's definitely got suspicion already, and there is definitely an air of suspicion now. Like who's growing this corn, and we're kind of linking it back to the figure we saw earlier that killed the wolves anyway. So this is a mystery has now been there's like a sense of mystery of who this person is, and it's kind of forming into quite a great arc to see you American arc anyway, and Tosaka he sensed bloodlust, and we see these two eyes anyway. Is this some sort of wild beast? But the ultimate battle squad's here. There's nothing to fear. Says the one hiding behind me. Yes, I'm familiar with that sort of key. Key, there's no such thing. I believe this odor comes from the breakdown of adrenaline, but I'm not sure of it. I meant to protect these people. What's the faint scent in the wind? Smoke? From a gun that's been fired. They keep floating down the stream. All those kennels bobbing down the river. How convenient. The enemy has done well. Seems like we're the ones who were lured in. Okay, to the boat now. Okay, take cover. What's this? So it looks like that looks like gunfire, maybe? Whoa, maybe that is gunfire. Okay, so damn, they got some. Oh, it's a machine gun. Whoa, this guy's got some ammunition. And I gotta say, fact that Senku and the gang, Senku's let's call it his civilization has barely made a working revolver, and the enemy has a machine gun that seems to be working quite well as well. And so it doesn't look like it was a beast, but an actual person. So who is this person anyway? Never underestimate a captain at the helm. So yeah, let's see what the enemy is about. All right, okay. Oh, how did they know? So who is this guy anyway? We're in one piece thanks to Tosaka's quick reaction. So a few, nobody's hurt. A machine gun. Who? How? I thought there were no people here. Did the United States really survive? No, then there'd been no explanation for what we've seen. What is possible, however, is that someone revived on their own, just like Senku. Oh, that is a possibility when you consider that if you compare the size difference of America and Japan in terms of population, the chances of that happening in Japan with Senku could happen in the US because it's so much bigger as well. And that person's the one going to con. If so, we should be grateful as hell. The worst case, we're looking at a showdown against an evil scientist. Too bad for them. That's the one arena where I won't lose. So Senku's kind of, yeah, he's got a rival, I guess. So the righteous science user is the next chapter 150. So this is interesting. So now we now have we because at first it was just a figure and we didn't really know if it was a creature or a beast, but now we now know it's another person and they seem quite intelligent as well. So let's see what happens. All right, so we got this nice little color spread of Amaryllis and Kokaku holding hands. And yeah, why is it in color as well? There's a lot of detail in this work anyway, but yeah, it's quite revealing. But nevertheless, so moving on. Okay, so there's another science user, just like Senku. On the other hand, on the other side of the world, someone who revived on their own. So this is like science user versus science user. So it's kind of like another Senku clone in a sense. I mean, it's not like that. Let's put a patent on that. And scientific knowledge is free for everyone around the world. Anyone can learn if they want to. And like dear Senku said, this person starts from square one with a dinky stony axe all the way up to machine guns. That's hardly simple enough for just anybody. It's all conjecture until we make contact, but what we know for sure is that this is a scientist who managed to revive on their own. Plus, their science is a teeny more advanced than ours. So, oh my goodness, Senku's got a rival who's actually ahead of him in terms of bringing back civilization back to terms, at least in terms of weaponry. There's one more refutable fact: this person is all too eager to see us dead. Is that the sound of an engine behind us? Are they pursuing us? No, I've been vigilant and been with my eyesight. I haven't spotted a thing. There's been no sign of another boat, but we've been pulling away from them throughout the night. No one could catch us up this quickly with that sound. It's no way, no freaking way. Whoa, is that an airplane? No way. God damn. So this guy is so advanced in what do you call it? In terms of his civilization that he's actually got an airplane. So this guy's putting Senku to say shame anyway. And look at look at Senku's face. He looks like in distraught. Wow, Senku, should we try to greet them and make contact, or perhaps wave a flag is our best option now? This is our only chance to talk it out and make friends. Haha. With enemy who shot us at sight, grab onto something because we're getting out of here. Right, full speed. So this is quite interesting, like dynamic, because Senku's always been one step ahead of his opponent, but we're now facing someone who outclasses Senku in terms of science now. So let's see what's going up. And this guy keeps smoking as well. So he's obviously I want to say he's a fairly mature male because he keeps smoking, and he looks like a male's body anyway as well. And but he seems to be wearing this interesting tiki mask style thing anyway to hide his face. Okay, ouch. Oh, it's just a bit of a scratch. Protect me, music out here. You're not even hurt, Ginro. So we're just gonna keep missing. So stop wasting ammo. What option? There's nothing but run. Up in front of the sun. They keep coming until we're sleeping when they're fishes. All right, so is Senku about to do some jutsu or something? What's with his hand sign Senku's got? All right, calcium carbide used as fuel for gas for wielding. I wasn't sure when this would come in handy, but I guess this is the perfect time. So what's he doing now? All right, Kirisame, you got one hell of a throwing arm. What do you need to put it to good use? What's in the bottle? Don't know. We can find out later, but for now, let's trust Senku and Kirisame. What are you crafting from? A rope and a hoop. It might come in handy. I need some stable footing and some rope. All right, so with some quick thinking, they're throwing something at the airplane in a and they actually hit the airplane as well. Oh, they made the engine knock with one little move. Not bad at all. Okay, actually, I retract my statement about it being a male because in this panel where we just see a mouth shot, it looks like a female's mouth. So I'm now unsure anyway. But let's see who it is. All right. So because of that, they kind of leave the aeroplane, and they're also quite nimble as well. And yeah, they've got a machine gun, and yeah, that was acetylene gas. I don't know what that is. Harmless to people, but it can stall an engine at 1 mere% concentration. One elegant way to bring down an aircraft. It is one of those prime pyro whatever weapons. I feel like I learned about it. Looks like being petrified for thousands of years is going to cause some memory lapses. Okay. It can be compounded from a simple mixture of water and calcium carbide, and calcium carbide is obtained by burning charcoal and seashells. Sure got it. Good lesson. Okay, so I was wrong about it being a middle-aged man, but I don't know. So we now know it's a woman. All right, and who is she anyway? But yeah, she looks quite slick, smoking a cigar anyway. Okay, now we know that our enemies have a sharp-witted science pro just like you. Okay, so she's quite sharp with her mind as well, and she's got a bit of body armor as well. So I got to say, her armor is pretty cool indeed. So what if they decide to come back with friends? We better skedaddle while we can, run away. What are you saying? We're gonna do the opposite of that. That's quite the face you two are making. They get what way they went with the argument, but it's bound to be over something bad. We all saw where the plane crashed down, right? Well, before they can call for backup, we're gonna make it for that spot. Nobody's in there. Do you think whoever it was ran away? We could have interrogated them for some information. Or they left something behind. Indeed, find the keepers. of course. And so now they're kind of going to reverse engineer the airplane, I guess. So let's see what's up. The righteous kingdom of science is all too happy to accept this gift. We just have to refurbish it in a plane that flights for good, a bit of an enemy's firepower, and make it our own. What a fantastic strategy! So that's the look on your faces. You only wanted the airplane, right? I should have known when you first spotted it, dear Senku. Your face told me what your heart was screaming. It said, "Get excited! You got me." So, oh wow! So they acquired a busted aircraft, you know. So yeah, it is finders keepers in this dog eat world. So yeah. Yeah, and I was definitely wrong with who this mysterious person is. So yeah, so I want to know who this person is and why they thought they should sue a Senku. Is she working for the? We'll call him the main villain, the Moon Man. So I don't know. So it could be a Moon Woman. I don't know anymore. But we're gonna call it Moon Man because there's a bit of alliteration going on as well. So is this mysterious woman working for the Moon Man or not? But so because why did they shoot on sight? You know that's not something you do. I found something very interesting. Stuck to the leg of the enemy's aeroplane or whatever you called it. Haha. Looks like corn, leaves, and kennel. It makes sense. If the enemy was coming after us in an aircraft, they must have landed in strip nearby. There should be an open field that's been leveled nice and flat. You have to make one wonder if someone's out there growing a cornfield. Duh, the corn is the landing strip. So I like the inference they've learned so far. Standard practice calls for a tactical retreat immediately after a sneak attack. But while the alternative does involve risk, choosing to pursue carries its own big advantages. Pursue who? Isn't it obvious? Our new friend, the pilot of that name. A whole cornfield would be a lucky find that saves us years of cultivation propagation. Don't forget why we came all the way for the corn. I meant, who will be doing the pursuing? I knew it. I knew it, but asked anyway. Me, the explorer, Gen, the mentalist, and Kokaku, the gore, the bodyguard with hypervision. The ultimate trio for tracking someone down. Plus, the enemy might notice a larger group. So our foe's footprints are a sin to spot. Way to go, then, Gen. I didn't think Gen was really a tracking guy, to be honest. The tracking job is far too simple. Wait, something's off. They're luring us in. The enemy knows exactly what they're doing. How infuriating they dare challenge the mentalist of my caliber. I was going to give him my all, then some in the poker game. So, if not else, my loss was a bit infuriating. Two losses in a row, no thank you. Because I do have some growing of my own, Chrome Kokaku. Hang back and allow me to take the lead. I'll sure to mark the path forward with the flowers. Okay, so that's quite interesting. So I now understand why Gen's been chosen for the scout party because there's a bit of mind games when you're following someone because it could be a false lead and stuff like that or a trap. Hello, is anyone there speaking English from here on out? Yikes. Okay. Who are you? I totally didn't realize anyone was up here. How terrifying. Don't point that gun at me. Patting me down, I swear I don't carry any guns. You had no weapons, but you got other stuff off your sleeves. Who are you? Oh, so she's not shooting them on sight. That's quite interesting. So we've made contact with the enemy now. So a magician, that's right. I could tell from patting you down, you got strong hands and not much else. At the very least, you're not a warrior. Unlike those skilled samurai friends of yours. The first to strike wins, you know. I was hoping to crush you all, but I got a whole heap of questions. You got some too. How about you come to meet our leader? This must be the enemy's base. Hmm. Wow. I gotta say, Bochi is really good at drawing these scenery. Now, I gotta say, he definitely does like doing these kind of artworks because he's got quite a few of these landscape shots, and he loves it. I gotta say, I'm in love with these kind of shots as well. It's all right here. You were right about the cornfields, dear Senku, and wow, look at the size of this contraption they've got going. So they've got their own civilization going on here, and you've got to say it looks pretty advanced compared to Senku's village back home anyway. And wow, it looks amazing. Oh, anta, fantastic! Is that a factory? I knew you'd be in here, Zeno. Get ready to celebrate the new world's first visitor. He's just like dear Senku. No, this one's an adult. An Earl Ray professional scientist. Oh, who's this guy? Zeno. Oh wow, interesting. So this guy. kind of looks like Senku in a sense, but he's kind of a more mature Senku, I guess. Oh, how you dunking me in some strange chemical? Relax, it's just salt water. A pleasure. I'm suppose it's time for introductions. The man over there who just, for some reason, had a bizarre habit of sucking toxic fumes into his lungs. Give him a break. I'm having a smoke. It's Stanley Schneider. He's an ex-military, well, still military, but now he's my employee. Wait, what? A man? The man over there who just okay. So wait, is that person a man the whole time? He's an ex-military. Well, okay. So, and I'm Doctor Zeno. So who might you be, and where have you come from? Personal space, and why touch my neck? So this guy kind of gives off a mad scientist vibe, and he looks pretty evil with his scars anyway. I go by Gin Asagiri. That to say, that's my name. I used to be something of a magician back in Japan. Not exactly a lie, but I'd better not mention the mentalist angle. Japan, did you say? How wonderful. His group braved the stone world and traveled very far, like an Eastern bearing Columbus. Okay, bear, breathing, sweating, hair reading. Could this be a polygraph of some sort? Something like that. Oh, you dare challenge a mentalist like me. Oh, so this is kind of a lie test anyway. So it's quite interesting to see actually, new characters and everything. So oh dear, it's nothing but hellish labor in the kingdom of science. Our science leader is the worst of all, a real taskmaster. That's why I fled. If you must know, amazing. He seems unrattled. His answers flow without a hint of hesitation. It's almost elegant. Is he telling the truth? That's good news, right? Not quite. Either he's honest to a fault or he's the world's best liar. It's not a problem though because I love both types. So yeah, this guy is very similar to Senku anyway. So yeah, a scientist versus scientist for sure, Xena. I'm gonna infiltrate this place, dear Senku, including the resource we need, and for massive amounts of revival fluid, those cornfields will be ours. So you're saying all we got to do is snuff out the science pro leaders of yours. Okay, what is this scientist's name? Okay, wow. He does. This guy does have some evil scientist vibe. This is terrible. I can't say the truth. Desenku, the string bean would be torn to shreds. Someone study them. Someone tell them to volunteer to find place. The the genius scientist name is Dr. Taiju. So he said Taiju. So, oh my god, I've been double duped so far if this translation I've been reading is correct. So the guy that was pursuing our group was actually a dude in the first place. Well, because he refers Dr. Zeno, the mad scientist, refers to him as a man. So interesting. So maybe I thought it was a man, then I thought it was a woman. Now I've been told it's a man. So yeah, interesting. I've been duped again. All right, so this is called Doctor versus Doctor, and I gotta say this this cover page looks amazing. It's got the half face thing where you like have split the faces of both of the characters. What in the world is this extremely tall tower? Something bad. They must have made it with the scientists. But where's Gen? Do you think he managed to infiltrate? That smooth talker would just find the right words to keep himself alive. Oh, only Gen's there. I was wondering when he didn't ask anyone else. Got another word. They did seem strangely aware of what we're up to. It's safe to assume that the enemy knows Japanese. Respond as briefly as possible. What's the situation? Who's there? It's me plus Cora, the woman, just two of us. So either Gen was adopted or infiltrated. He's pretending to be betray us. My captain instincts are telling me it's option B. Well, don't need stinking instincts to know it's 10 billion% option B. You hung up. Leave it on for too long and they could pinpoint our signal's origin. We don't know how advanced the enemy's tech really is. In most battles we have faced, science has given us the upper leg, but this time the enemy has us beat in that department. How a science user have a science user throwdown, and now that is a reason to get excited. So that is quite interesting. Yeah, he does bring up a point because so far in the story so far, yeah, they've overcome every obstacle because they've had the power of science on their side, and now they're facing an opponent who seems to have a more advanced science. So how are they going to face against someone like that? So that's going to be quite interesting to see. Oh, greetings. I'll take this as your preferred frequency for communication. So, oh, he's even got an evil pose. Wow. The enemy is making contact. Oh, so you're the big gut guy. You got guts. I apologize for my poor Japanese language, but alas, this is a conversation unfit for troglodytes. I must speak to your science leaders. Put on Dr. Taiju for me. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Dr. Taiju. So everyone's face is hilarious. I think this is going to be my cover page. It looks hilarious. I get it. Uh, he went and protected our actual science user by dropping our toughest guy as the leader. Say what? So I'll tag in as Senku. I'm sorry, but is the costume necessary? This is a phone call. Keep up the appearance. This is Dr. Taiji for you. You are Dr. Zeno. Please pay attention. I've got something to say to you. Shooting people with machine guns without warning isn't nice. My apologies. My soldier Stanley thought the best greeting would be a demonstration of the chasm that lies between res- our respective levels of science. Now, Dr. Taiju, as a felon science pro yourself, you must surely realize we already possess a harbor Bosk plant. A harbor thing. That's awesome, Dr. Zeno. Don't talk more than you need, you big oaf, or the cracks at the show. What's he talking about? A factory that makes ammonia. In short, with just water and air, they can produce unlimited gunpowder and ammunition. Okay, wow. Oh, wow. So yeah, so they focus on weaponry, I guess. So as long as you fire those machine guns all day, is that what you're trying to say? Then you get the gist, Doctor Taiju. He's acting like he already knew this stuff. Who knew Taiju was such a performer? More like a front and direct. We are all collective. We're a collective of professional adults. It's nothing like your ragtag band of merry youths playing with science. Now I hope you surrender at once and serve me. Nothing more, nothing less. You'll see our population is lacking. What he means is that they don't have enough people. Why not just wake up the stone statues lying around everywhere? That tells us they don't know about revival fluid, am I wrong? Because revival fluid is a concept, didn't exist as scientific knowledge in the past. Only those who maintain consciousness while petrified for thousands of years can be revived with a dash of nitric acid. My people are the selected few who achieve that. You, but you are several dozen, and I can scarcely believe all you youths are mental champions of the highest order. Tell me then, how did you revive the statues? Well, the revival fluid is our sole advantage. We can't let them have it. Okay. Oh, so does Dr. Zeno not know about revival fluid? So they do have a trump card, or it seems like we got the trump card for that anyway. These people shot first and asked questions later. If they learn the formula, they'll create an army to destroy us. Yet they'd already be making buckets of the stuff if they knew the recipe. The factory yields nitric acid, and the corn yields alcohol. But if we nab all of ourselves, we'll have Corn City up and running in our hands. We'll have enough revival fluids for billions. Get it? You'll never get the revival fluid. Request denied, mister. Very well. Negotiations are broken down. What a shame. Okay, what's this? They've located the Perissus. Oh, that's a whooper of a flagship. The scumbags had another plane on hand. Why did we assume there was only one? This time it's just scouting. They won't try another risky low altitude maneuver along the river. But now our spears and arrows won't reach. How will we ever find an airplane? It just happens we've got a plane of our own. Oh, did it fix already? That's quite crazy. It's an aircraft carrier. All right. The Pegasus is going to get a total makeover. So, oh, I got to say these 5 chapters have been very interesting, and it's very good. I'm definitely liking the progression in the story, and for the first few chapters of the new arc, I gotta say I'm already hooked, and we already know who the villain is. We know what the goal is, and it's just interesting because there's already a conflict. So I gotta say I'm definitely loving the new arc, and I love the content I read so far. There was a bit of comedic effort as well. Doctor Stone always puts a bit of comedic spin, and this is a very interesting direction Doctor Stone's going in because we're now going against a team. I mean, a civilization that has scientific abilities far greater than our own, at this moment in time. But so far, what they don't have is the manpower that Senku's team has, and because he's not really aware of the revival fluid. So as long as they keep that a secret, let's see what goes on. But for now, I'll see you guys.